Hello and welcome to the 8th Loyalty Summit put together by Kamikaze B2B Media, which for 8 years now has been bringing brands and customers together to crack that secret code which will ensure loyalty for brands. This year's theme is Engage Customers Like Never Before. One customer, one experience and one enterprise. In its 8th year, the summit is all set to reach new heights. Let's quickly show you the inaugural ceremony. The 8th Loyalty Summit brought forth a loyalty marketing leadership agenda that will serve as an enabler to understand customers better in order to reduce customer churn-out and increase profitability. The summit began with a keynote speech by Maurice Pentel on customer loyalty, the next generation approach.
Loyalty is about accessing feelings to create value. You got to think like a customer. Because of customer power, because we are becoming more powerful as customers. Build like a customer on customer technology because that stuff is getting much better than the stuff that we work with. Has a big impact. Talk like a customer. Act like a customer. Build loyalty into every part of your journey. Is this one thing that's about to happen going to make me more or less loyal to you? Loyalty is something that we all understand as people, but we often forget as organizations. And acting like people and thinking like people and behaving like people is a key part of being able to leverage loyalty for commercial gain. And the second thing that I was trying to get over was that you need to build that consideration of people in terms of loyalty into every element of your customer journey.
One of the key things for me from Maurice's presentation was the importance of trust. And so being loyal as a customer, what comes with that is actually trusting the brand. And also the brand looking at you as a customer and from your perspective. So having that empathy and that understanding that as a customer, these are the things that are going to be important for me. So rather than just pushing a particular line or forcing a strategy on people, actually listening to what it is that they want and what's important to them.
To make sure that the customer loyalty industry understands the significance of consumer insights for better business performance, Kamikaze B2B Media launched the first and one-of-its-kind magazine, The Loyalty Post, aimed to capture customer loyalty, customer experience and CRM space. Customer loyalty is heavily dependent on the kind of relationship brands build with their customers, amidst the myriad of options available for customers to choose from. Relationships hence become utmost important, and the morning session highlighted the same through the words of the eminent panelists.
Loyalty in its previous avatar is dead. It's now all about being ubiquitous, being digital. It's all about relationships with your customers. It's all about engagement driven by analytics.
You know, the topic is fostering consistent and meaningful relationships, right? So for us, a consistent and meaningful relationship is 24/7, 365 days of the year.
So in the last 4 or 5 years of how the industry has shaped up, we've learned 3 things that really makes a lot of difference to the customers. The first is speed. The second is convenience. And the third is value for money of the product that the customer is buying.
Actually, the customer is sharing a lot of stuff with you free of cost. So to us, loyalty is about using that free of cost stuff to do better things for the customer, and to do better things for customer to get higher sales for our company.
It is the personal connect, it is the face-to-face engagement and the conviction which is transferred from that person, you know, who has either originally sold or who's now the torchbearer to the end customer, which makes the big difference.
All these little steps in terms of having regular communication using digital platform, creating opportunity for customer to interact whenever he's calling my customer service or walking up to branch or coming to my website to know what is the next thing he should do and what he should be careful about. I think that builds on the engagement and that builds loyalty.
What is loyalty about? Like, obviously there is core products and core businesses, and we're doing everything in the customer's life cycle to ensure that the products, all the needs are met. And we continue through the engagement throughout the life of the customer. Move from transactions to interactions and actually take that to something that the customer can value as engagement.
The loyalty industry in India is fairly young. We came into the country about 5 years ago, and we felt that we should give it some sort of an institutional status and bring all the various providers in the ancillary services that are defined as loyalty together. So we partnered with Kamikaze to put this event together, and it's grown significantly over the last 5 years. It now has the status of the primary industry conference. We're able to bring in CMOs and marketers from across the country, from various different categories that are consumer-facing businesses.
Today, social media, apart from the likes which you create, is also a medium which customers are increasingly using to communicate to you. More than the likes, customers, if they have a complaint to make, it's a social media which they use, and more often than not, it quickly spreads as a viral to the rest of the people on the social media. So it's important that companies take note of their customer feedback on social media and act upon it immediately.
In today's day and age, where there is a democratic access to technology, there are customers who, for whom search and decision-making choices are being made at all times of the day and night, where there is a ubiquitous availability of offers and information. In this day and age, it's very important that that your brand and your brand information and your customer information that you want is available through every channel and every source of information where the customer may actually go out and seek that information.
We'll slip into a short break at this point. You are watching the AIRS Loyalty Summit on ET Now. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're tuned into the AIRS Loyalty Summit on ET Now. It's now time to look at the afternoon tracks which concentrated on the importance of customer and employee engagement and experience. Let's listen in to what the esteemed panelists had to say. The afternoon panel discussion was themed around making promise, keeping promises, building brand loyalty through customer experience. The session focused on the power of experience and engagement, thus multiplying the power of the same. Here's a listen into what the panelists elaborated upon.
When in India, only a few customers are dealing with the company directly. The rest of the customers, and especially if you are coming down in the economic ladder which you are serving, which is your SEC, C and D, the drivers, the masons, the farmers, they are not comfortable dealing with the call center. They are not comfortable. Obviously, social media is way off for them. Whom are they comfortable with? I think they are comfortable with dealing with the local shopkeeper. So for us, the brand experience, the brand promise, whatever we have to do, we said, we are not going to deliver it from the company. We are going to deliver it through the shopkeeper.
When companies have brands, they want to take it to their consumers, be it B2B or B2C. You have multiple things what you promise. So I would say brand promise is just as simple as what you commit, you deliver. To meet that brand promise, you have to do a lot of work. That is, work along with distributors, work along with farmers, work along with your sales team. And this entails your right from training part to discussions.
It's not about just the promise today, it's also of the promise for a long, long time and for sometimes many generations. The most critical thing is that money is very dear to people. So it's not just about spending a few thousands at a product, which may not work, but this has to, kind of deliver consistently. So, people are very careful about that.
Coming from a brand's perspective, now the brands have already taken a stance of experiential marketing. Brands no longer believe in pushing the offers through the customer, or the typical traditional ways of engaging with the customers no longer work. So when we talk of digital per se, we all have seen, internet for last, say, 5 years has taken a peak. We're all tuned to email and basic internet web searches as a basic thing. Now we feel it's a part of us, something that was very novice, say, 5 years back. Now, as the next step, mobility is the thing.
The topic is, making promise, delivering promise, and then gaining customer loyalty and so on. The funny thing about our industry is the making promise part is done by a third party. So while we as an insurer, we actually deliver the policies and we underwrite and we deliver policy and we manage the customer expectations, but the making promise part is done by the agents and the brokers and the third party, who are though tied to us, but then like we know in India, they are not kind of there forever.
Second panel in the afternoon focused on a key point, which was channel loyalty. The panelists elucidated upon the issue of channel engagement for both the customer and the brand.
We build relationships. It's all about relationships through the entire demand value chain, be it engaged customers. A happy customer is through a happy channel partner, and a happy channel partner is through a happy employee.
Building loyalty in the channel is almost like building a brand out there. It's strategic. It's a critical board level, CEO level decision. It's not an engagement manager level decision in that sense. And that's the sense that, kind of one would get when one looks at these businesses are getting created around the choice of channel. These organization designs are getting created around the choice of channel.
If you really look at what makes a channel tick, I guess it will be about branding. It's about the value proposition you deliver to the channel member, and it's the value exchange you do with the channel member. It's the value proposition that the channel member has with the end customer, and what the end customer draws from the channel. All I'm trying to say is that there's a chain of relationships.
Channel loyalty is not a program. It's a philosophy. It has to be strategic at the management level. It cannot be one functional requirement in an organization. There is a certain inherent human behavioral mind, all of us suffer from it, that we only think from our perspective. We never think from the channel's perspective. The cases which have come across me, in my experience, where channel owners, channel partners have said, I'm 65 years old, my son does not want to join the business. How do you take that relationship and encode it into the DNA of the organizations where human beings become less important?
I think maybe I'm using this loyalty word here. Very rarely I use. In our organization, the loyalty word is not used. And we prefer to use only the word relationship. But this relationship is pretty complex because it's not a relationship between two persons. It is a relationship between two organizations. And the people who represent the organization tend to change. So it becomes more challenging. How do we maintain that kind of a relationship?
In our case, we are we stay away from the B2B sector. So both ACC and Ambuja, 80% of our sales is B2C. So we are really not, we do not engage too much with the B2B sector in our case.
People, though, come out with loyalty programs and then forget the customer. Here, today, he comes out with a saying that you should not forget the customer. Not only that, you should understand the customer in all his ways. It's not only giving them some programs and forgetting.
The key message there is actually about human-centered design, because very often we have developed systems that are very much organisational push. But what this talk has shown us is that we need to put the customer first and foremost.
So traditionally, loyalty programs have looked at customer worth as a function of the last transaction or the last few transactions or the transactions over a lifetime. our customers have changed, right? You're looking at them being very active in the digital space, talking about the products, their likes and dislikes. And therefore, we believe that we need to have a new definition to customer worth. So there's, of course, the transactional value and the lifetime value, but there's also what we call the network value, which is a combination of advocacy and collaboration.
Time to take a quick break, after which is the most awaited highlight of the day, the 8th Loyalty Awards. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. We'll now take you to the best part of the night, the 8th Loyalty Awards. Here's a look at all the glitz and glamour from the night.
It's time to start with our first category of our Loyalty Awards. And to do the honors, I'd like to call on stage Ms. Hevel Evans, our Vice President, Analytics and Professional Services, EMEA Incorporation, and Dr. D.Y. Patil, Director, BVI MSR. Let's have a huge round of applause for Mr. Hevel and Dr. D.Y. Patil, please. Our first category of award is for retail sector, large and multi-brand format. And the winner is...
So Shoppers Stop, congratulations.
Our next category is the automobile sector. And I request you to announce the name, please.
The winner is Mahindra & Mahindra Limited.
And moving ahead to our next category, which is for the financial banking sector.
And the winner is ICICI Bank Limited.
Thank you so much, sirs, for doing the honors. Vikram Adike, Director, Business Development, EMEA Incorporation, and Mr. Andrew Beveridge, Business Psychologist and Facilitator, Beveridge Consulting, to kindly come forward to do the honors. Our next category of award is for the Best Reward Program.
And the winner is Axis Bank Limited.
Our next category of award is for Innovation in Loyalty Marketing. And we have two winners over here.
The first winner is American Express.
And our second winner in Innovation in Loyalty Marketing.
Mahindra & Mahindra Limited Ethnicity Campaign.
And our next category is for the best use of gamification to enhance loyalty. And once again, we have two winners in this category. And can we have the first winner, please?
First winner is Aegon Religare Life Insurance Company Limited.
Second winner is Polycab Bandung, eMart Solutions India.
And I request Mr. Sachin Tiwari, Director, Business Development, EMEA and Corporation, to kindly come forward to do the honors. And I'd request Mr. Andrew to please stay back. Thank you so much, sir. Our next category is the Best Channel Loyalty Program. And can we have the winner, please?
And the winner is Ambuja Cements Limited.
Our next category is for Direct Marketing Campaign of the Year. And yes, we have a tie and we have two winners. So can we have our first winner, please?
The first winner is Dish TV India Limited.
So can we have the second winner, please?
Pantaloons Fashion and Retail Limited.
Moving ahead to our next category of awards, and to do the honors, I'd like to call on stage Mr. Vikas Chaudhary, MD India and Vice President, APAC, EMEA Incorporation. Welcome, sir. Along with Mr. Harish Bhatia, Founder and CEO, Kamikaze B2B Media. Moving ahead to our next category, which is for the best use of customer and data analytics in loyalty program. And the winner is?
Mahindra Holidays and Resorts for the use of big data analytics for segmentation and email marketing.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold your breath, because we are going to announce the champion of the champions, Loyalty CRM Program of the Year.
It's a tie between two of them. The first one is Axis Bank Limited.
The second winner for champion of the champions.
And the second winner is Titan.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for being such a wonderful audience. I'd like to thank Kamikaze and all the sponsors for the evening. This is MC Deepthi signing off. Thank you so much.
I think it's a complete honor to be receiving this award. Our program, which is called Edge Loyalty Rewards, is about 2 years old. And we debuted last year on this forum, and we're back again with a bigger program.
Feels great, and I think the really enriching part of this is that we've been rated by customers and not just a jury as best loyalty program, and that is something which is really endearing to us.
It is really wonderful to hold this beautiful trophy in my hand. Actually, it is a result of a lot of hard work that has gone into creating this kind of a platform that we have, and we have a huge number of channel partners across India who actually deserve this trophy.
It's great to be part of this platform and getting recognized for the work. Great pleasure. All credit to the team behind the show.
This is the third year in succession we have been getting this award on the loyalty. And this is going to be the differentiator in our business, and it's going to be competitive because the private players are in and market is deregulated, and it's going to be very challenging.
I think the trends that we currently see globally is a convergence between customer engagement and employee engagement. So we're seeing an increasing tendency for employee engagement strategies and policies converging with customer loyalty policies, so that the two things are coming much closer together. Historically, employee engagement's been over here and customer engagement's been over there, and now we're seeing these two things converge and begin to align.
Digital means instant gratification, and the customer today wants to be able to redeem or get that instant gratification right away. And I think that's what's changing the digital world in loyalty, where a customer can earn points and go online and redeem his points at just the click of a button. He could get a movie ticket, he could book a flight ticket, he could take his family to Spain for a holiday. He could do the works with just one click of the button, and that's how the digital age is changing the loyalty industry.
This is probably the year when a number of things are kind of coming together, whether it is the evolution of technology, the explosion of choices for the consumer, the expectations of the consumer from a customer experience standpoint, or the sheer availability of the kind of data that was never available to the marketer.
So that was all the action from the 8th edition of the Loyalty Summit. We hope this episode has helped you strengthen your belief in brand loyalty even further. It's a wrap on this special episode. Keep tuning into ET Now.